Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel and our next top story. And this is one that I am very glad to cover. Now, of course, here on the BuzWeaver channel, we try to keep it semi-professional and family-friendly. However, when we see situations like this, it kind of codifies what we have been talking about for the last 4 years in the defiance, the authoritarian mindset of the multicultural democracy that the left was engaged in because, of course, as you know, our culture and institutions, along with our justice system, were hijacked from Reuters. Once again, exclusive. USDA Inspector General escorted out of her office after defying White House. That's right. She had to be removed from her office. Security agents escorted the Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Agriculture out of her office on Monday after she refused to comply with her firing by the Trump administration, sources with the matter told Reuters. Oh, we do so love familiar people with a matter. Phyllis Fong, a 22-year veteran of the department, had earlier told colleagues that she intended to stay after the White House terminated her Friday, saying that she didn't believe the administration had followed proper protocols, the sources said. In an email to colleagues on Saturday reviewed by Reuters, she said the Independent Council of the Inspectors Generals of Integrity and Efficiency has taken the position that these termination notices do not comply with the requirements set out in law and therefore are not effective at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about a group of people who stretch the law, blur the lines to get away with what they want to get away with, now want to try to use the law. I mean, we're talking dotting I's and crossing T's, nitpicking through the law to be able to keep their job. And here's the thing. We had, you remember, Trump just did a freeze on federal aid. And I have no particular issues with Mayor Andrew Dickens here, but people were losing their minds yesterday across all of social media. President Trump said his administration was going to begin an across-the-board ideological review of its spending. It said federal assistance to individuals would not be affected, including Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, student loans, and scholarships. And everybody was screaming that SNAP was going to be affected. That's food stamps, was going to be cut off from people, and prescription drug prices and these sorts of things. However, the funding freeze could affect trillions of dollars, at least temporarily, and cause widespread disruption in healthcare research, education programs, and initiatives. Even grants have been awarded but not spent on not spent or supposed to be halted. Now, people were losing their minds over this, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. But we'll get back to that in a moment. But I just wanted to also illustrate, I think I'm getting out of it. Yeah, here, we're back in line here. So judge temporarily blocks part of Trump's administration plans to freeze federal aid. So they were trying to freeze all of this. And I want to go back over here and find the argument that they were making, right? So the memo was quickly challenged in the courts. The National Council of Nonprofits, that would be the American Public Health Association, the Main Street Alliance, LGBTQ plus organizations, SAGE, and other groups kick off asking for a temporary restraining order to halt the decision. They allege Trump's OMB violations, the Administrative Procedures Act, and First Amendment principles. The request proved successful in delaying the directive until it was later pulled by the administration. So while these people were, this is Office of Management and Business, by the way, OMB, and so they were losing their minds yesterday, and this was very similar to what Donald Trump did with Colombia, right? He's putting them on notice is what he's doing. He's letting these people know, hey, I'm in charge of the federal government now, and if I say I'm going to do this, that, or the other, I'm going to do it. And then see, this is the challenge they had to raise. This is what was so infuriating to me during the whole lawfare against Donald Trump is what was the GOP doing? What were governors in other states? What were AGs doing? Allowing all this just simply to happen is absolutely extraordinary, illustrating the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. As I've always said, if you give the Republicans, or if you give the Democrats an inch, they'll take a mile. If you give the Republicans a mile, they'll take a quarter of an inch. And here she is, breaking USDA Inspector General Phyllis Fong. Now, let me explain something to you. This is not to be confused with General Mills or General Electric. Okay, I don't want anyone to be confused over that. She's the Inspector General, but not like General Electric or General Mills. So here she is right here, had to be removed from her office. And she wasn't the only one. And let's see, where was it? Yeah. So Trump Justice Department says it has fired employees involved in prosecutions of the president. So they were fired too. So the Justice Department said that they had fired more than a dozen employees who worked on criminal prosecutions of President Donald Trump, moving rapidly to pursue retribution against lawyers involved in the investigation and signaling an early willingness to take action favorable to the president's personal interests. This is so ridiculous. You know, we had to sit here and watch the absurdity of the Democrats run rampant with no challenges from anyone. Where did you hear at any time during Joe Biden's administration that a governor, that an AG, that a city mayor, an attorney, anyone trying to block what what Joe Biden was trying to do, outside of a tiny bit of resistance when it came to debt forgiveness for student loans? That was one of the few times we heard it. I mean, we had states trying to remove Donald Trump's name off ballots. They were going after him. They were the whole statutes of limitation on E. Jean Carroll, the hush money case, the fraud case where there was no fraud, there was no complaint of fraud, and yet the GOP did nothing. And so now Donald Trump is turning up the volume. He's cranking things to 11, and they're losing their minds. And this is why they had to make absolutely sure they did everything they could to stop Donald Trump, because these are the things that he's going to do. And I look forward to him doing these things. But you have a defiant leftist activist member of the USDA here, the head of the USDA or the Inspector General, and had to be removed from her office because she's a snarmy, wincing, annoying leftist activist Democrat who is part of the administration, part of the establishment Uni-party that I'm looking forward to Donald Trump dismantling. These are the things that concerns me. If you've ever wondered what it is that I focus most on when it comes to what I want Donald Trump to do, because I hear MAGA this and MAGA that, you're a MAGA this and a MAGA that, and I tell people I support a president who will go after the establishment Uni-party. It is the establishment Uni-party that has more of an impact in our daily lives than you can imagine, because everyone should be able to see what happened under Joe Biden. Gas prices, grocery prices, expenses, and what was going on in the world, how we lost our respect, how we lost our power. And it was just extraordinary, starting with Afghanistan. The establishment Uni-party was so bad, that right now, in the 9th or 10th day, whatever day we're in now, I think 9th or 10th day since Donald Trump took office, he has done more in these last 10 days than Joe Biden probably did in the entire 4 years that he was in office. We've already seen Donald Trump give several brief press conferences. He spoke today. The Lincoln Riley Act was signed today. And so he has done extraordinary things so far. And it's been absolutely impressive what he's been able to accomplish. Let's try to get back to something neutral here. It's just... And I'm incredibly grateful that Donald Trump is now back in office, and I'm sure many of you are. You are welcome to let me know down in the comment sections. Tell me about your enthusiasm, your motivation, your gratitude for the fact that our country is returning to sanity once again. And, of course, there's going to be pushback by the Democrats every time. But just because a Democrat says it doesn't make it true. That's what everyone has to understand. But the left is very riled up, and they are very active on social media, despite saying they're being silenced. They're not. They're just being challenged, and they don't like that. And this is exactly what I am looking forward to. And if you guys are too, you make sure you smash that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe as the general rule of thumb here on YouTube, because your guys' participation has helped tremendously here on the channel. The likes, the shares, and the comments, participating in the community post as well. Been amazing. And, of course, across New Tech. That's Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. You guys have been amazing there. Lots of things happening. Lots of things to look forward to in 2025, all the way up to the next election. So we got 4 more years of awesomeness to look forward to. So I'm definitely looking forward to all of it, covering as much of it that seems reasonable, nonetheless. But I want to thank all you guys across New Tech, as well as here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.